Good evening. A person in Scotland has died from E. coli following an outbreak of the bacterial infection in the UK linked to cheese. Health experts warned a few days ago that some products in the Mrs. Kirkham's range might be contaminated and should be recalled as a precaution. Our reporter Katrina Renton joins us now. Katrina, what more can you tell us?
Well, Laura, it's not known whether the death was caused by food. No details have been provided about the person who died. There have been 30 confirmed cases of a particular strain of E. coli across Scotland and England since late July. Now, the infection can cause food poisoning with varying degrees of symptoms. Food Standards Scotland said the cheese has also been sold as part of a Christmas gift hamper, and they're urging consumers to check whether they have this product or may have gifted it to others. And Mrs. Kirkham's has withdrawn all of its products sold between the 1st of October and Christmas Eve as a precaution. In an update this evening, they say all the early tests carried out by government laboratories on their cheese have come back negative, and they're waiting for further tests to be collected, and the results will take a few days to become available. Laura.
OK, Katrina, many thanks indeed. Police have appealed for information about the final movements of a grandmother who was murdered in South Lanarkshire days before Christmas. Anne Call was found in her flat in Rutherglen at about 1:45 in the morning on Friday, the 22nd of December. Katie Hunter reports.
This CCTV footage shows Anne Call at her local shop 3 days before she was murdered. She then leaves with her dog Lola. The pair were often out together. Police found Anne seriously injured inside her flat at around 1:45 in the morning on Friday the 22nd of December. Detectives say she'd been out from about 8 until 8:30 the evening before and then went home.
We don't believe that she left her property after that. However, we do know that around 9:15 she spoke to family members. She was within her home at that time and she was safe and well.
How are her family? This must just be an awful, awful time for them.
Yeah, our family are, as you can imagine, they're absolutely devastated. You know, they had plans with Anne, their mum, their grand sister, to spend Christmas with them, and here they are grieving this terrible loss, so they're absolutely heartbroken.
Anne's dog barking had alerted a neighbour that something was wrong. People who live in and around Newfield Place are horrified by what's happened.
You're in your own home, you should be feeling safe in your own home, so you should. And for that, it's shocking. I just hope whoever it was, or whoever MD knows anything, they come forward and say, oh, it was so-and-so, it was so-and-so, I heard this, I heard that, because it's really, really sad.
Police are asking anyone who knew Anne or saw anything suspicious between the evening of Thursday the 21st of December and the following morning to come forward. They want the public's help to catch the person or people who murdered a grandmother and left a family heartbroken. Katie Hunter reporting Scotland, Rutherglen.
It's hoped care for people with dementia will benefit from changes to the way services work. That's after the Health Improvement Agency made a series of recommendations in November on the best way to support people with the condition. Aileen Clark's been to Dundee to see how one scheme is helping people cope with a dementia diagnosis.
Lunch, Harry. Right, lovely.
In Broughty Ferry, it's lunchtime, and 83-year-old Anne has it all ready for 91-year-old husband Harry.
We met in Timex. Harry was an electrician and I was a jigger in the polishing shop. Went to the Pally on the Saturday night and he asked me to dance, and I said, yeah.
The couple have now been married for 50 years, but a few months ago, Harry was diagnosed with vascular dementia.
I could sit in the chair and watch the TV and then nod off. And then sometimes I'll waken up again. It's dark out there. What's happening now? You know, and I've got to try and sort out whether it's day or night.
Their link worker, Gaynor, has popped in with a suggestion.
So this points out the day, but it also tells you whether it's daytime or nighttime. Because look, this has got, it just simplifies.
There's also a telly gadget for easier channel hopping.
And that's the only buttons that you need.
I go one way and I go the other way and I go the other way and I go the other way.
If they're useful for Harry, like the remote or whatever,
Yes.
does that take a wee bit of the strain off you?
Oh yes, very much, especially with television. It's all right, I'm here to fix the controls. But when he's on his own, it gets a bit confusing. Even if I'm upstairs, Harry forgets I'm still upstairs.
Dundee is the area with the highest proportion of people diagnosed with dementia in Scotland. The link worker way of working here is an example of the best practice that's being encouraged.
They know what the services are available in their local area, so they're the person that coordinates that care so that they best meet that person's needs.
Here we go.
The aim here is enabling people like Harry to still live at home and also encourage those who get out and about to sing or craft or chat.
And to have that sense of purpose, because that puts less pressure on services in the future.
Aileen Clark, reporting Scotland, Dundee.
Right, time now for the weather forecast with Christopher. Some of us got a bit of respite today from the rain, but I suppose many people's New Year's plans will be very dependent on what you're about to tell us.
It looks all right for the Bells, mostly dry. There'll still be a few showers around, but lots of weather to come before then. Thanks very much indeed, Laura. Very good evening to you. We've had some decent spells of sunshine around today, but rain lingering in the south and fairly frequent showers in the north. And the last few moments, we've had an ice warning issued from the Met Office across parts of the northwest of the country. Showers still with us across the Northern Isles overnight with strong winds. Elsewhere, dry with clear skies, a widespread frost, some rural parts down to -4 to -7. Now, to tomorrow, we've got this area of low pressure working in off the Atlantic, bringing some heavy rain, strong winds, and for some, a bit of snow. So we do have Met Office yellow warnings combined for heavy rain, which could lead to some localised flooding and some significant snow on high ground and high road routes in particular if you're travelling. First thing, we've got some icy patches in the north, then cloud and rain arriving. Initially, some of that rain falling as snow right down to sea level, at least sleet and snow, but the rain soon moving in and then pretty wet for many parts of the country. North of the Central Belt through the early afternoon, significant spells of snow, 10 centimetres or more on ground above 250 metres. If you're travelling on higher road routes, do take note. And that rain still with us, fairly heavy there across the Western Isles. Best of any brighter weather in towards Shetland. So mid-afternoon, we're looking at temperatures around 2 to 6 Celsius. You can see the milder air moving in and still a strong wind from the east-southeast, gale force around the coast. Tomorrow evening, that whole system works its way northwards as we head through towards 6 p.m. and then overnight, the rain pushes away towards Orkney and Shetland, lingering for Shetland. Elsewhere, it's a little bit dry, but still a rash of showers in towards the west and southwest. Sunday, Hogmanay, that wet weather still with us in the Northern Isles, showers still with us in the west and southwest, but generally light winds. And then as we approach the Bells, still that wet weather for some, but many areas should be dry with light winds, but it will be cold. That's the forecast for now.
Thank you, Christopher. And that is where we leave you for the moment. Our next update is at 5 to 11 this evening. Do join Christopher and me for that if you can. But for now, from everyone on the team here, do enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you're doing. And thanks very much indeed for joining us. Bye-bye.